Breaking news is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are paying Luke Goedeke a massive extension. It is 4 years, $90 million over the entire length of the deal, $50 million of it guaranteed, folks. Huge contract extension here for Goedeke. He was slated to be a free agent in this upcoming offseason. Now that will no longer be the case. He's going to be around in Tampa Bay for many, many years to come. So shout out to Sleeper, by the way. We will talk about them a little bit later on in this video. But the continuity for the Bucs and their offensive line has been so important to just Jason Light in constructing and building this roster. Tristan Wirfs is on a 5-year, $140.6 million deal, by the way. He's making $28 million per season. You then also have Ben Bredeson on a 3-year, $22 million deal. He's making $7.3 million. You've also got Graham Barton, who's still on his rookie deal. That's 4 years, $14 million with a 5th-year option in there. And then, of course, you've got Cody Mock, who is still on his rookie deal. That's a 4-year, $7.4 million deal. He is slated to be a free agent. The end year of that deal, I should say, is going to be in 2026. Graham Barton, the end year of his deal is going to be all the way in 2028, 2029 when you factor in that 5th-year option as well. So the Bucs offensive line, man, it's going to be sticking around with these 5 starters for the very foreseeable future, with Wirfs at your left tackle, Ben Bredeson at your left guard. You have Graham Barton at center, Cody Mock at right guard, and then Luke Goedeke at right tackle. That's your offensive line. Get used to it, because it's really not going to change unless something happens with the overall play of some of these guys and they begin to fall off a little bit. But if that doesn't happen, the Bucs are going to continue to have a very solid, very capable offensive line. Real quick, guys, before we dive deeper into this, I do want to say a quick shout out to the sponsor of this channel. It is Sleeper. If you guys do use my code MrBucs, you will get a 100% deposit match up to $100. Again, that is whenever you use the code MrBucs. Shout out to Sleeper for being the proud sponsor of this channel. Now, 4 years, $90 million, that's a rich contract. $22.5 million per season. That puts Luke Goedeke at number 3 in terms of the average salary for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He is just below Tristan Wirfs at $28.1 million and Baker Mayfield at $33.3 million per season. He is above Chris Godwin, who's making $22 million, Antoine Winfield Jr., who's making a little over $21 million, and Mike Evans, who's making $20.5 million. By the way, the Buccaneers have been paying a lot of people a lot of money. They currently have 7 Buccaneers, including Luke Goedeke, going forward, who are making $15 million or more per season. Okay, so just absolutely crazy stuff there. Vita Vea is at $17.75 million. So there's a lot of guys making a lot of money here in Tampa Bay. It just is what it is, but it's warranted because Luke Goedeke has been absolutely phenomenal for the Bucs whenever he has been out there and playing at right tackle. And what a crazy story for him, right? 27 years old, about to be 28 years old this upcoming season. You had a guy where in his first season, if you guys remember, we're going to take a look at it. Luke Goedeke playing left guard, that didn't go well in 2022. An offensive grade of 46.7, run blocking of 47.8, pass blocking of 46.7. Goedeke was really, really struggling at left guard, right? But he did make that transition to right tackle towards the end of that season, and they said, you know what? He's going to be our starting right tackle going forward, and it worked out pretty darn well. His grades improved massively to a 73.4 in 23, 74.2 in 24. Pass blocking, he improved and has been improving every single year. Run blocking, it's the exact same thing. Goedeke is one of the better tackles in the NFL, in my opinion, between both right tackles and left tackles. And combining him and Wirfs together now for the long term, do you possibly have the best offensive line tackle duo in the NFL? That's a legitimate question. I would argue that, yeah, you probably do at this point with Goedeke and Wirfs. So yeah, it does make sense as to why you would want these guys around long term. It's because they're really freaking good at defending against the edge rushers and just handling and protecting the obvious franchise guy in Baker Mayfield. I am curious whenever we think about the future of the Bucs, right? And getting this deal done. Firstly, it is good that this deal was done early. You don't have to worry about it. You can kind of go forward just with changing up some salary cap stuff going forward. But what does this mean in the case of like bringing back Mike Evans, who's slated to be a free agent after this upcoming season? What does it mean for Logan Hall, who has a contract coming up? And maybe Levante David, who has a contract coming up. And some of these other guys that are on this list, Cade Otton is in there as well. Could we see an extension for Cade Otton in place sooner rather than later? What about Christian Izien? Like, there's a lot of guys who have interesting contracts coming up now, and you're giving a lot of money, again, $22.5 million per year to Goedeke. That usually means you won't be able to bring back other guys on the team as well, just because you're allocating your resources to where you feel it's most important. And I do agree, the offensive line, incredibly important. I have no problems with them allocating those resources to that group to protect Baker Mayfield, to help out this run game. You always want to win in the trenches, and right now the Buccaneers are proving that they want to freaking do that. Because again, this is going to be your starting offensive line for at least the next 2 years, this season and next season. Obviously, with the case of Cody Mock, we're going to see what happens with him. He only has a couple years left on his deal. I believe he is a free agent in the 2027 offseason, if I remember correctly. No, I don't even think he's a free agent then, because Kalijah Cansey has that 5th-year option on his deal. I thought Cody Mock's contract was up. Is it not up till 2028? That's his 5th-year option. No. So yeah, when is Cody Mock's contract up? That is such a wonderful, wonderful question. So Goedeke's contract's up. Okay. No, Mock's contract is up in 2027. That's just a fact. I don't see him on here, but his contract is up in 2027. Also, Baker Mayfield and Chris Godwin's contracts are up as well. Same with Vita Vea. 2027 is going to be a big offseason for the Bucs. We don't even have to think about that right now. All we have to do is think about the positives of Luke Goedeke being on a long-term deal and the Buccaneers having the best offensive tackle duo in the NFL, in my opinion. Congrats to Goedeke, man. He earned it. What an absolute comeback story from being a left guard where everybody was like, oh my gosh, this dude is rough. This is really bad, to being one of the best tackles, period, in the NFL, top 30 to 32, out of 64 starting offensive tackles in this league, to getting a big payday. Right? He's earned it. And I'm happy that he is getting a big-time deal here. What do you guys think? Do you guys think $22.5 million is a little bit too much money? I feel like it makes sense to me. Even at right tackle, he's not making as much as Tristan Wirfs. He's making, $6 million less than Tristan Wirfs, basically. And it just locks down this O-line, right? And I feel like that's the bread and butter of what's going to be part of this offensive success for the Bucs. So congrats to Luke Goedeke. What do you guys think about this? Let me know your thoughts and opinions about it down in the comments section below. One more shout out to Sleeper, by the way. It is greatly appreciated that they sponsored this channel. And as always, guys, I'll see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.